Hi, and welcome back. Thank you for watching today. And this is another behind the scenes film of what goes on here at St. Bond's. And today, it's behind the scenes of getting ready for Mass. What do I do to get ready for the celebration of Mass, all the vestments I put on, and the different things I have to do and say to prepare for that. So let's get down to it. The first thing I put on, and not always, is a cassock. Now, I'll put a cassock on when it's cold, and a cassock does give a really good shape and a body to the other vestments that I put on. But I don't always wear a cassock. Maybe it's too hot or just, I don't know, whatever. Some priests wear cassocks all the time, and some priests never wear them. And I'm just somewhere in the middle of all of that. So I've got my cassock on, and the first item I'm going to put on is called an amice. And basically an amice is a shoulder and neck covering that will, I'll explain, but will make sense in a few moments' time. So I have the amice here, and when you put the amice on, you kiss the top, and you put it round your neck and your shoulders, and then you tuck it in, starting at the back, from right behind your head, and then you bring it round and you tuck it in around here like this. It needs to be tucked in here when it's coming out during Mass. So that goes in like that. It's fantastic. And then you've got these two kind of ties, and you tie them round your midriff. So like so. And the reason I wear this is because the albs I tend to wear have open necks. And because they have open necks, you need to cover up that section. So the alb, as I say, has an open neck, and you can see like that. It has a hole in the top. So I'm going to put the alb on, and that goes over the top. And with the combination of the alb and the amice, it should cover up my neckline. There you go, completely covered. And if I pull it down, there's a gap you can see my cassock, but I'm neatly covered up, which is fantastic. Now, these vestments go back thousands of years to the Roman Empire, and this is what they would have worn in Roman times. An alb was a simple servant's gown, but then the other items I'm going to put on were part of official Roman court life, or life of the senators. And when the Catholic Church and the Roman Empire kind of fused in the 4th century, the Catholic Church adopted these clothes as the clothes for their priests, for their deacons, for their bishops. And it hasn't changed. So we still wear them today, and that's what our sacred vestments are, literally clothing from the time of the Roman Empire, about 1,600 years ago. So I've got my amice on, I've got my alb on, and the next item I have is called a cincture. And literally it's a belt. It goes round my waist, and there's a very special way of tying it. You loop the cincture over itself. Just remember its name there. You link the cincture over itself to create a hole. You put the other end through the hole, and when you tie it, it ties up into a very tight knot that doesn't slip. And I know I've got this wrong a couple of times over my priestly life, and I've been like halfway through Mass and my, all the stuff's falling off because I've not tied it up tightly enough. So it's really key to get that loop right, and then everything else stays exactly where it needs to be, and you can keep your mind focused on Mass and not on everything falling apart during the Mass. So really important part is when I put the cincture on, as you can see down here, I make these loops. There's 2 loops that I make because I'm going to put on, in a moment, I'm going to put on this stole, and these loops are really key for keeping the stole in place. The stole is one of the most important parts of the priestly vestments. It's a sign of the priest's authority. It shows that he is a priest, and the way he wears it, the way I wear it as a priest, shows that I am a priest. And again, I kiss the cross on the top, it goes over my neck, and then it hangs down on either side. And priests wear their stoles in that way. Deacons wear their stoles going across their body, but there's priests who wear the stole so it falls down on either side of us. And going back to those loops that I've just made, so we see here with the loops, I put one part of the stole through the loop there, and that goes through, and I put another part of the stole through the loop there, I tie it up, and it's nice and tight. The stole isn't moving, my vestments aren't moving, the cincture's firmly in place, and that's exactly how I need it to be for the celebration of the Mass. And I have one final vestment to put on, which is called the chasuble. Chasuble comes from the Latin casua, which means little house, which I guess in Roman times it was like an overcoat. And I'm now going to put this on. And as you can see, it is like a little house covering me. This is what's called a Gothic vestment. It's cut in a semicircle with a hole for my head. And there are other types you can get as well, called a fiddleback, because it's in the shape of a fiddle, more from the Renaissance period. So we have these two types of chasuble. So I say I'm wearing the Gothic one today, and I'm all set, I'm ready to go for Mass. So it's kind of a great preparation for Mass to have these vestments, and there are prayers you can say with them. I've kind of got out of the habit of saying the prayers. It's not something that we're told we have to do, but a number of priests do it as an option. The prayers are in Latin. I do have a translation in English, but I think I'm a bit last minute for Mass sometimes and don't get in the sacristy with probably enough time to say the prayers prayerfully. But having looked at them today, I think it might be something I'd like to get into and to say those prayers just to prayerfully prepare myself for the celebration of the Mass. So it's been great to have you watching today. Great to do a behind the scenes video with you, for you, with you. Love to hear your comments. Please send them in on social media. And if there's anything else that you would like to see behind the scenes of, please don't hesitate to get in touch.